Dude, I'm thirsty. All right, what do you think? Should we get rocking and rolling?
Do it. Push the button. Do it now.
Do it now, man.
Do it now. Push the button. Ah, there's the button. Pushed. All right. We're supposed to do the talking through this. Oh god, we're screwing it up already, man.
Oh shit.
Oh no. Do we recut? Do we just start all over again? No, I'm kidding.
Yep. Redo everything. Redo our silence.
Now we have to yeah, either we restart now or we just extend the song and talk through it to redeem ourselves.
We'll just keep it going. We'll just keep it rocking and rolling. I mean, the song is 2 minutes and 10 seconds, so we could just kind of keep jamming out to it if you want.
For a whole 2 minutes and 10 seconds? I didn't
No,
realize
I mean,
that
we
song was
shouldn't
that
do
long.
that.
I thought it just cut off at 30 seconds.
Oh no, it keeps going. Listen to this part. Banging part right here.
Oh, right. I do recall this actually. But no one's gotten this far. This is like its own little Easter egg.
Yeah. This is the full version of this. How about that? You didn't know that was in there, did you?
Well, I actually did. I just forgot it existed.
This little breakdown part.
Right, because I did listen, because you know there have been a couple episodes where I've had to edit it and like throw it in there as well. So and I got to figure out, where is that part where Trax usually kind of just cuts it off,
Yeah. It does a really good job at like 30 seconds in, just kind of like giving you a nice little break point.
Right, and that's what I found. I found that there is that little point where you can just kind of fade it out, and that is the point that you fade it out at.
Yeah, it's almost like made for that. It really is. It's almost like it's made for the first 30 seconds of that song to be used and like nothing else.
Seems extremely deliberate.
Very deliberate. But that Harris
that's a word I have definitely been saying a lot more lately, and I don't know why.
Deliberate?
Yeah.
What do you think that's
deliberate. I have no clue. It doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm deliberately doing it.
No, I'm deliberately doing it. Sometimes that happens to me. I'll hear a word or a phrase and I just start kind of using it a lot.
So, funnily enough, I haven't heard anybody use the word deliberate, though. Not recently, at least.
Maybe it came in your dream. Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio did some Inception shit and put that in your brain. And he was like,
DiCaprio deliberately did it? Oh, God, that is really hard to say. DiCaprio deliberately did it.
DiCaprio deliberately delivered it.
Deliberately DiCaprio delivered it. God darn it. Screwed it up already.
But yeah, for sure. My phrase right now, do you want to hear it?
What is it?
Light math.
Light math?
Yeah. So
you don't do the whole like maths?
No, light math.
Light maths?
Yeah, basically like, all right, well let me redo this here. Let's do some light math. Basically you're gonna blah 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 blah. Kind of go into it that way. I heard somebody so at work we have these like workshops. And basically people will do sort of like role playing, a situation where maybe something comes up for somebody and we're kind of practicing how we would, respond to it in a situation. And so we were going over one of the sections of like our whole kind of like system the other day. And at the one point, my one friend at work, he goes, all right, we're just going to do some light math here. And I was like, oh, light math. I love it. I've never heard that before. It's funny as hell when he said it. So no.
Stealing it.
Yeah, I'm going to steal that. Light math. We're going to do some light math.
Interesting. Another one that I do now lately, especially with especially anybody that's new at the theater, is critical thinking.
Ooh, critical thinking. When does that come up?
Let's do some critical thinking here. Like this is we have this problem. Let's do some critical thinking to solve this problem.
Critical thinking.
Yeah.
Are there any like phrases from movies or TV shows that you will use in your regular way of talking or like texting or anything like that?
I'm sure there are plenty, for sure. But I would have to like point it out when I actually do it.
All right.
Because usually whenever I do reference a movie in some way, shape, or form, I would probably be like, you get that reference? Huh? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge,
Well, so that's the thing, right? Like I have this thing that I do at work and I'm waiting for somebody to say something, but it's vague enough that I don't think anybody's ever going to say anything. So it's kind of like this inside, not joke, but like this inside phrase that I have with only myself. And I'm too afraid to ask anybody, hey, do you know what this is about? Because then it's going to kind of ruin the idea in my head of like, maybe somebody does know. So whenever like at our job, there's a department that is in communication with the customers who we go out to talk to, right? If I get to somebody's house and they have an appointment for 2:00 and I get to their house and I ring the doorbell and I knock on the door and nobody answers for 15 minutes, what I then have to do is I have to message that department that has the communication with the customer before we arrive. So when I reach out to them, I say, hello there, dispatch. Now, I don't say it, I just type it. So I say, hello there, dispatch, right? Then what I say
That's a Star Wars reference.
That is a Star Wars reference. Then what I do is I go, would you kindly reach out to the homeowner and see what's going on? Now, do you know where the would you kindly is from?
No, because I hear it a lot from Big Boss.
Okay.
My boss.
Oh, he says, would you kindly?
Sometimes.
Oh, that would
when he sometimes he'll do that. Yeah, we'll just say that.
Would you kindly? So
it's a sassy thing, like when he's having a really bad day kind of thing, he will definitely go, would you kindly, just to be like, like it needs to be done. Just leave me alone. It needs to be done.
So he uses it for emphasis. Would you kindly go do this?
Yeah, kind of, exactly.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't say it kindly. He just says it kind of fact.
Sort of.
Okay. So have you ever played BioShock, the original BioShock?
No, I have not.
Okay, well that explains it. So in the original BioShock, the phrase would you kindly comes up often, and then there's a part of the narrative that like takes there's this like one moment where you're like, oh my god, would you kindly? And so it's kind of like a big deal. Anybody who's played the game is probably thinking to himself right now like, oh yeah, would you kindly? That's from BioShock. So I combined the two, but that's the thing, is I'm combining Star Wars and BioShock. Star Wars maybe people would see more, but then again, saying hello there is not like, it's not like just a Star Wars thing, And the would you kindly thing is kind of vague enough and a little bit of an obscure reference. I don't know if anybody's going to get that. So for somebody to put it together and go, oh my god, dude, is that like Star Wars and BioShock? I don't think anybody's ever going to get that. So
is that instant best friend? That's instant best friend, right?
Oh, instant, yes. If somebody said like, hey, you know what, bro, when you say that, it kind of reminds me of Star Wars and BioShock. I know that sounds kind of crazy. Yes, instant best friend. I'm buying you a Christmas present every year, sending you a Thanksgiving
Christmas present,
sending you a Thanksgiving card every Thanksgiving. I don't do that with anybody. I should start doing that. But yes, 100% instant best friend. Easy.
That's funny.
Easy. So yeah, if you ever see me, say, would you kindly? I'll get it. I'll give you a little wink. Like, I know that. I got you.
Some other people might just get some other ideas out of that. Wink.
Yeah, somebody has no idea about that. They just say, "Would you, hey, Jonathan, would you kindly grab that for me?" I go,
wink.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got this. Wink.
All right, yeah, I got you.
And then he just goes up to the next person. He's like, I think Trax has the hots for me or something. I'm not sure. Wink.
Oh man. But yeah, so that's my little phrase that I use at work that nobody's ever gonna get, but that's okay. Look, it's for me. At the end of the day, these are references from me, so it's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like somebody to get it, but that's okay. Maybe I should try like more obvious phrases. It wouldn't be as fun, you know.
Well, something more pop culture savvy, like "I am inevitable."
Well, what's that from? Because I don't even know what that's from.
That's from.
Is it
Endgame.
something Marvel? What was
Avengers,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I could start saying that. Maybe somebody would hear it or know it. They'd be like, "Oh, Avengers!" Like, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably that is definitely from.
What is it? I
Avengers.
am inevitable.
I am inevitable. Yeah.
What a weird phrase.
It makes sense when you watch the movies.
I was gonna say, because something that's inevitable is something that's going to happen. But if you say I am, then you're already happening. So I am inevitable. It's like, well, yeah, dude, you're here right now. But I get that there's probably some
the action that he's
missing.
making is like the motivation for his action, so therefore he is the inevitable.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Okay, that makes sense.
I can't believe that actually made sense to you.
Well, no, that does make sense. Like, I am inevitable.
Because I was like, does that make sense in my head?
Well, you know what I thought about? Like, as soon as you said that, I just thought about, like, this is gonna sound weird, but like, I literally thought in my head of The Walking Dead, and I thought of Rick, and I thought of like Rick whenever he gets like revenge on people, and I just imagine him saying like, I am inevitable. Like, oh yeah, like what he's going to do, who he is, his being, and the revenge that he's going to enact. That is him. Like, I am inevitable. It's what's happening to us. Oh, Rick is happening to us. Like, so I kind of get it. I think that
you're getting ricked.
Now he never says it in that show.
Rolled.
He never says it in that show, but that's what I took it to mean. And so I can imagine that maybe it was the blue guy or the purple guy who said that, the big bad guy.
And then he turns to his survivors. Never gonna give you.
The whole thing starts breaking down into like a musical. I'd be so confused. I'm like, what is happening here?
Exactly.
But yeah,
that's funny.
Never gonna give you. Maybe I'll start doing that.
Now it's stuck in your head now.
Yeah, maybe. But Maybe I'll start doing that in that little chat. I'd be like, "Hey, dispatch, I'm never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you down. Can you reach out to this homeowner and see if he's around or something like that? You know."
If you can make that work, and they catch on to that, they will not respond.
Well, they have to. It's their job, so I could force them into it.
It would be like a fine, and then you'll see like a dash, period, dash.
Fine. ...
The upset face, the unamused face.
Yeah, just that emoji where like the smiley face is just like, it's just like a straight, like not even a smile. It's just straight.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Okay, Jonathan. Have you played any video games in the last week?
I've been playing Overwatch 2 when I have a chance, which is like at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been playing some Halo Infinite a little bit, and I've been playing some Halo and Master Chief Collection.
Nice. That's
I finally unlocked everything in MCC in regards to the battle passes.
Whoa.
So the only other thing that I need to do is unlock everything that's in the exchange.
What is the exchange?
So every week there's like a set of like armor pieces.
Okay.
Or just customization stuff that is unlockable via Spartan points.
Okay.
And it'll only be there for the week, and it just cycles every week.
Okay. Are they kind of going back over items that you might have had like before?
I believe so, but their most recent update had put in a lot of items for Halo 2 Anniversary and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And instead of shipping it out or putting it in a battle pass, they just threw it in the exchange. And so it's cycling through all those items.
Oh, very cool. I kind of want to play that.
Yeah, there's Halo like they also have now Spartan poses and all that stuff in Halo in the Master Chief Collection at the end of it, not at the end of the game, but like when you load the post game cartridge report or whatever right after the game ends.
Yeah.
and you're in the lobby, yeah, you'll see like the first place, second place, and third place on the team, and they have like Spartan poses in that.
Oh,
in that
cool! That actually sounds really neat.
Yeah, that was part of their last update, which was a couple months ago.
Wow, I've not played MCC matchmaking for a while. I
certainly have not.
I am still playing Grounded, and then I just started.
You're grounded still? Wow.
Yeah, playing Grounded.
I thought the kids get grounded.
Grounded, Minecraft, and a little Halo. I don't know if I played any Halo this past week. Oh, you know what I did? I booted up The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and played for about.
That's on Switch, right?
Yeah, played for about 15 minutes and then I stopped. So.
Oh, cool.
There's a new Zelda that's coming out in 2023, and I kind of want to have this game done before that game comes out. So I kind of want to play it, and it's on the Switch, so I can like take it to work.
The sequel? The sequel to it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Le sequel.
I don't know what it's called. Breath of the Wild 3.
What is it called? It was like on the top of my head, and then I forgot it. New Legend. Okay. No, not Legendary Pokemon. Legend of Zelda.
Over the weekend, I had another chance to play with MH Cosplay and some of his friends. That was interesting.
Nice.
Did some Halo Infinite on, I think it was like Saturday night. Also, Rabble ended up joining us as well, which is cool.
Oh, very fun.
Yeah.
Why is this
lots of fun.
Loading?
Lots of yelling and screaming. In a good way.
I miss yelling and screaming.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Just yelling and screaming in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
Yeah.
For no reason other than to just shoot faces. That's the way that works.
So new Zelda game is
Halo's a party game, right? You know?
Yeah,
Wink!
well, it is a party game.
That's me referencing something. Wink!
Wait, what is that you referencing?
Pig's Pod.
Oh, okay.
Wink!
Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom? That's what it's called?
Tears of the Kingdom. Sounds kind of sad.
And that's supposed to be a direct sequel, or is that supposed to be just like a rebooted sequel?
No, a direct sequel to the same link.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know that Breath of the Wild game was very popular, so that must be really exciting for people.
Very popular. It outsold the Switch, which doesn't make any sense.
Wait. Huh?
Yep.
Now, to be fair, I'm not the one that should be saying "huh" because I have a copy of Pokemon Sword and Shield and I don't have Switch. I have a copy of both Sword and Shield and I don't have a Switch.
Yep, that's I guess I mean I don't know if it's the case anymore, but for the first like month or two or something like that, when the game was out and when the Switch was out, more people had copies of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild than they had Nintendo Switches, which doesn't make any sense. But I remember buying Halo 3 for the Xbox 360 before I had an Xbox 360. You know, that also kind of blows my mind that I didn't have an Xbox 360 for when Halo 3 launched. It's a little weird.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think the first Xbox 360 I ended up getting was actually the Elite.
I got the Halo 3 edition, I think, was my first Xbox 360.
Ooh, I always wanted that edition, which is, because Halo fan and all.
Yeah.
I also wanted the Legendary edition of the Halo Reach game, right? Which was always cool to see that statue. Was never able to get my hands on it. But one of the members from the post-game Carnage Report, which is no longer a podcast anymore for since the last 6 years or whatever. I was a community member, and one of the hosts got in contact with me. He's like, hey, I am planning on getting rid of all my Halo stuff.
Whoa.
So I'm planning on selling it or whatever. And I was like, yes, please. How much you want?
How you got it?
Yes, please. And so he sent me his Halo 3 Legendary Edition. So I got the helmet finally.
Nice.
After years of wanting it. I got the Halo Reach statue as well, which was fantastic. And yeah, so I finally ended up getting that.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome.
For it was $250 or something. I can't remember how much she sold it for, but He sold it to me for that much, and
I mean, that's a pretty good deal, right?
Thank
because if you were going to get it online or something like that and pay somebody who was like selling it, it'd probably be so much more money.
Yeah, it definitely would be so much more money, but I was very appreciative of the fact that he sold it for however much he sold it, which was like, I think it was like $200. I'm pretty sure it was like $200.
Yeah, that sounds really good though. That sounds really good.
Yep.
I had the Halo 3, Halo 2. I think I bought all the legendary editions of all the games, with the exception of Halo Reach. I did not buy the legendary edition of that. Legendary Halo 2, legendary Halo 3. I had the Halo 3 Xbox. I did not buy the legendary Reach edition. I think I got like the limited edition. I had whatever one came with Dr. Halsey's journal or library or something like that. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm misremembering. But then I got the Halo 4 Xbox 360 as well, and that thing was cool.
Oh yeah, the Halo 4 Xbox 360.
It made a noise every time you turned it on. It was like
yeah, it was transparent with like some foreigner markings on it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was a sharp looking Xbox.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I don't remember why I got it. I think the other one was kind of just like falling apart.
Probably if you had one of the older Xbox 360s. Because like so you had the older Xbox 360, then you had the Elite that came out, and then after that you had the Slim, if I remember correctly, right?
Right.
And that thing was that thing was a brick, even though it was slim, but it was pretty solid. You know?
Yeah.
I had a Slim or whatever, and that thing dropped from a fireplace, and it was still good. You know?
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that console was tough. If you didn't get one of the ones that would like blow out and set itself on fire in the first couple months of the release of of the generation, I feel like the 360, like those were like tough consoles. I don't know.
They were, unless you red ringed.
I remember one time I put a fan behind my Xbox, thinking that I could blow cool air into it. I was so stupid. Thinking that I could blow.
It's overheating. Let's cool it down.
Well, right. I was like, okay, well, if I put this fan back here, blowing on the back of the Xbox 360 where the vent is, I'll be getting cool air in there. That's what the thought process was. I never had a heating issue. I just thought like, oh, this will be better for it. Okay, then I ended up getting a heating issue because I was blowing the air back into it, and like the air that was inside of it couldn't get out. And so
your cold air fan was overheating. That's weird.
I know, it's so crazy.
How ironic.
So the Xbox 360 was then giving me like the red, not the full red ring, you know, but like a quarter red ring. And I was like, what's happening? I looked it up and they're like, it's overheating. I'm like, but I have a fan. I don't understand. Then I was like, oh, I'm a moron.
I have an AC unit that's overheating, and it's overheating the Xbox. Oh no!
I keep blowing air into it. And then that hot air can't get out. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a Series X or S?
I have a Series X.
Okay. I have noticed with my Series S that even if the console is off, and it's been off for a while, I can still feel hot air coming out of the top vent, and I don't know what that's about.
Is it completely turned off though?
Yes.
Or is it still running in the background ish?
Completely turned off.
Because you know how you can put it in sleep mode? Like you do a full like hold the power button and go full shutdown.
Turn off console. Yep.
Turn off console or full shutdown?
Like I'll hold the home button on the Xbox controller, and then it says like turn off console, turn off controller, something else. I'll hit turn off console.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually like completely shutting down the console.
What?
No, yeah, exactly. So go check your settings. What the hell
am I doing?
There's a setting that says, yeah. See, there you go. Heavens Repel is saying that's to sleep. It's just sleeping.
Well, why doesn't it say put it to sleep?
There is a full shutdown option in your settings that you can go ahead and do.
So I hold down the home button. It says turn off console, turn off controller, and then restart console. When I hit turn off console, that doesn't turn off the console.
It puts it to sleep.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you full turn it off?
It's in the settings and then power options, if I remember correctly.
This settings. power options, shut down energy saving, console shuts down, supports automatic updates of console and games, supports remote features while console is on. What? Cuts power use by over 20 times while off. Sleep. Oh, this is what's active. Console sleeps instead of shutting down. Console uses more power. Supports waking the console remotely. Console starts up faster. Interesting.
See, the problem that I have with this whole, like, even the quick resume and all that stuff that they have on the Xbox Series X, is that it glitches out the game, right? So, like, the games already are kind of like they're loading faster as is without the quick resume, right? I would much rather just, you know, completely quit out of the game, and then like close the console, and then, like, you know, obviously come back to it and not use quick resume, just reload the game.
I kind of like quick resume.
As great as quick resume can be, the problem is like I find that, like, obviously, like, I'm just gonna have to quit the game anyways, and then, like, you know, just restart it because I have to go like with the fresh program open. Otherwise it gets glitchy. It doesn't connect to the server and that stuff for Halo Infinite and other games like that.
Yeah, and Halo, like, there's no point. Yeah, Halo. Yeah, there's no point. Does not work at all. It works for grounded really well. Like, I'll turn on the game and then I'm at like the pause menu and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I could just like kind of pick up exactly where I was off. So I kind of like that. But you're right, for Halo, if you quick resume Halo, you like nothing works, and then you have to kill the build and set it back up again anyway.
As convenient as that can be, it's not convenient for me.
It sounds like a political slogan. Can you say that again?
What? As convenient as that can be, it's not convenient for me?
Yeah, I love that. As convenient as that can be. Wait, what was it? That's not for me? How did you say it?
As convenient. Oh my god. As convenient as that can be, that's not convenient for me.
Yeah, I said
that. Convenient twice.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Heavens Repel is saying, for me, any multiplayer game, quick resume, I need to restart.
Oh, really? Yeah. Rabble says it's good for single player game. Yeah, so maybe that's the trick, is like for single player games, awesome. For multiplayer games, ugh, not good. Okay, so I changed this to shut down energy saving. Console shuts down. Great. Supports automatic updates of console and games. I like that. Like, I like the idea of it updating while it's quote unquote off. Supports remote features while console is on. I mean, I don't do remote features. Cuts power use by over 20 times while off. They shouldn't say off if it's not off. It's not off.
It's freezing, I suppose.
So then there's turn off console, there's restart now, and then shut down now. So that's what I would hit, would be shut down to really turn it off. Let me hit that. Completely shut down your Xbox console. Shut down. That's the first time I've ever shut down my Xbox. So are you saying my Xbox has been on since I bought it and since I bought it and turned it on the first time?
Unless you unplugged it, then yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sure there's times where I've unplugged it. Does it do anything different when you turn it back on? Let's see.
You would see when you know it's a full shutdown when you actually see the Xbox like One logo or whatever pop up.
Whoa.
So you remember how like the Xbox 360 had the whole like the spinning sphere, and then they had like the ribbon or whatever that went into the Xbox sphere or whatever, and you know, like that kind of animation. You'll have a similar animation to that for the Xbox One, and that's how you know you completely you've done a complete full shutdown. There
have been times where I have tried to quit out of Minecraft and come back in, and then I read troubleshooting things because like the game won't load, right? I'll read troubleshooting things and it says like shut down the console, turn it back on. And I've just been doing the turn off console, which has not been shutting it down. I'm wondering
it to sleep.
If sometimes when I'm doing troubleshooting, I'm completely doing it wrong because I'm not actually turning off the console.
In situations like that, yeah.
Whoa.
You would have been doing it wrong. Because like I've had issues with, you know, similar issues troubleshooting with even just Halo MCC or something, right? And like I'd just be like, okay, well, right now it doesn't seem to be connecting correctly, so I'm just going to go ahead and like do a full shutdown, right? So yeah,
That's so crazy. I am learning new things about the Xbox right now. This is pretty amazing.
you are flabbergasted.
I am. I'm flabbergasted. Like, I wonder if my issues that I was having with Halo Infinite won't be issues anymore. I'm tempted to try to get into a custom game. Syncing data for Halo Infinite. I have never had to do that. Custom browser. Here we go. Well, this is a good segue, huh? Have you seen the news?
You told me just before the podcast had started, but you can go ahead and refresh everyone with said news.
Well, the news is, sorry, that was kind of a wild segue, but since I just brought up the custom browser, now it's loading. Unreal, dude. Unreal. I couldn't get into a game earlier at all. I was talking to Mystery before this podcast, and I was trying to get into like some custom games, and I was just totally not able to. And I was like, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if like maybe I'm just having an issue with something or whatever. But no, turns out I just need to shut down the console. Really, truly shut it down. And now I just got into a custom game, no problem. How about that? That is kind of crazy to me.
So, troubleshooting technique, if you're having issues with connecting to this, I guess, custom game browser lobby.
Shut it down. Should do a real shutdown, bring it back up. So, okay. There was they're calling it the December 2022 update or the winter update, okay? When this dropped 2 days ago or so, all of a sudden, there was an outcry of Halo fans on social media praising this update, thrilled with this update. So we're going to take you guys through the update, let you know some of the good things that are going on. I will say, last week's podcast, I was completely ripping on 343, and I'm not really ripping on them, but basically saying like, hey, look, Forge is awesome, but without a custom game browser, like I can't even play with anybody, you know, unless I organize something, I get everybody together, or I find a bunch of people online. Like the steps to getting into custom games, now I had to go outside and try and figure some things out. Anyway, less than a week later, they released the custom game browser, which we weren't expecting until like March. So it's kind of crazy that it came out. A bunch of other things came into this update. So let's just go through them real quick. But the biggest news for sure is going to be the custom game browser. So Alex Wakeford starts off this article on Halo Waypoint. Says, in the spirit of the holiday season, how about some early presents for Halo Infinite? On the heels of the winter update, which launched just last month. Okay, I'm sorry. So winter update was last month. This is the December update. We're tremendously excited to deliver our latest game update for Halo Infinite, which brings with it some brand new features and a variety of key improvements to the game experience. The team's been working hard on addressing player feedback. I'm telling you, they listen to the show, Mystery.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
So before we break for the holidays, we're bringing you a new yet familiar map, free armor cores and coatings, some quality of life improvements, and the early release of the custom game browser. The latest update is available now for free on Xbox and PC. So let's talk a little bit about what just arrived. Custom game browser. Here they say, since the release of the Forge beta with the winter update just a month ago, the floodgates have well and truly opened to a barrage of incredible community-created maps and modes. For a look at some of our favorites, click on this link. Of course, in order to unlock the true potential, this is what I was saying, of Forge, and make these wonderfully unique experiences, which have long been such a definitive aspect of Halo, more accessible to everyone.
Obviously expressible.
We're excited.
He's expressing his feelings for the fact that 343 Industries is listening to him.
We're excited to announce that we're debuting the version 1 of the custom game browser today, months ahead of our original target. They deserve a golf clap 100% for that. They say previously scheduled to release in season 3. We fully agree with players who felt that the custom game browser should be a priority. It's a key support structure for what players create and forge in the pillar of the community. God, they really... I don't know what they did. I don't know who made the call at 343 where they said, like some guy, right? Like when they're making the whole plan. They're like, custom game browser, it should be ready for season 3, no problem. At some point, somebody went, Niz, we're doing this custom game browser ASAP, get on it. And then they did it. This is the first time that I'm seeing something major that 343 talks about as coming that has arrived ahead of time and is working and something that people have been calling for. So credit where credit is due. I'm very happy with what 343 did here. I think this was a tremendous success. I'm very happy about it. Rest of this little paragraph says the team worked incredibly hard to land this feature so much further in advance, but with that comes the caveat that this is a version 1. It is therefore likely to have some rough edges, but we felt it was more important that we get this in the hands of players sooner rather than later. The CGB will of course continue to evolve with support over time. Custom game browser, CGB. Okay. For more information, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, Mystery, first impressions here. Not first impressions exactly, but fresh impression. Custom game browser, couple months ahead of time. Launching. Works.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sounds great. It's good that they finally have now something for like people to be able to play custom games on, which means that there's more. It's a little bit more easily accessible to grab maps like I think what they created another version of like Lockout and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So testing those first is much easier now to be able to do.
Yeah.
Right, and then you can save it if you like it. So that's nice to be able to have. And it also helps with community engagement. For sure. Yeah, I was going through the custom game browser, found some kind of like I think it's called sumo racing or something like that. Basically, it's one of these maps where everybody's in I assume a mongoose. I didn't actually play it yet, but I saved the map where everybody's in some kind of vehicle. You drive around in a circle and the edges begin to slowly disappear. And if you fall in the middle, you fall and you die. And if you go off the edge on the sides, you die. So you have to kind of maintain this like sort of like a middle area. And then everybody's trying to push each other off, right? Classic Halo concept. You saw it a lot in Halo 5, you know, with the ground beginning to kind of disappear, move you in. Very similar game. It was something Warthog something.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah. It might have been as early as Halo Reach. I'm not sure, but I know for sure I played
Definitely
it in
it
Halo
was
5.
in Halo Reach. And
Okay.
I think it was also in Halo 3.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. So it's been around for a little bit. And so I saw the Halo Infinite version. I clicked on it just to see if I could join. This is when I was having trouble joining. Clicked on it to see if I could join. And while I was kind of sitting there waiting to join, I was able to, like, it was like, hey, in this custom game, this map is being used. And then you could click on the map. And then, like, you could bookmark it, save a copy, whatever. And then it was like, this game mode is being used. So then you could just click on that, save a copy. Very, very, very easy to do. It's very easy to navigate the custom game browser. My only critique of the custom game browser, aside from some of the like issues that I was having with connecting, which again might not be the issue of the the CGB, might really be an issue with like my Xbox, but since resetting it, I got into the first game I tried to. Anyway, finding the custom game browser was like a little weird. So in order to get to it, you don't click on multiplayer and you don't click on custom game. Instead, what you do is you go to the options, like where you go over to customization for like your armor and stuff like that. Actually, I'm going to pull it up here just so I can. There's like a section where you kind of like do some tabs and you have to tab over to a a category called community. And then once you do that, then you'll see the custom game browser. So it's a little bit weird to get to, but trouble with the Halo UI has always sort of been an issue. Yeah, so top left it says play, customize, community, shop. So it starts out with play, and you got campaign, multiplayer, academy, custom game, and forge. I thought the custom game browser would have been either right underneath custom games or, somewhere in there, but it's not. You have to hit RB again. That brings you to the community, and then that's where your custom browser is. That's where the theater is, bookmarks, and my files, as well as the community file share. So everything's kind of in this like community section here. I don't know why theater's here, but that's besides the point. So a little bit where to get to, but once you get there, it's very easy to navigate. Right now, there's 99 different custom games that are popping up for me, which I assume that it's more, but they're just kind of showing me 99. Like that would be a very strange number for it to like really actually be 99.
So now I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
How do you start a custom game?
So I'm
people can join on.
assuming that I can go custom game, and then I go to server. Okay, it's on Xbox Live, not a problem. Lobby options, privacy, open. That's it. So when you're setting up your custom game, you pick your, what game mode you want. You click what map you want. And then under lobby options for privacy, you go, instead of friends only or invite only, you go to open. And then once you're there, I believe that people will be able to join you. That's how it worked in Halo 5, I think. So I'm kind of thinking it's going to work the same way.
Okay. That's actually quite interesting. I figured if they were going to do it, they were going to throw in maybe like a join game or like a create game option or something in the custom games browser itself.
Right.
But I guess it would make sense to just go to custom games and then just having an open lobby in that situation.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah.
Because then you're just segregating. You're just splitting up, two different menus.
Yeah, I agree. That game I was talking about is called Spicy Sumo Bowl 1.1. I'm gonna load it up real quick and just kind of take a look. Loading mode. Nice. Very cool. See what this looks like. So yeah, so that's the custom game browser. I mean, this is the thing that I've wanted. Aside from having Forge, right? Because in my head, these two things kind of go together. Having Forge, but then also having the custom game browser, I think are so important for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we got both. And my controller doesn't work. Well, that's not good. Is this just a thing with this game? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's cool. They start you out and you're standing in your warthog, like for the game. Oh, this is so bizarre. You're just standing in the warthog the whole time. Okay, anyway.
You're standing in it? Like your Spartan is standing in it?
Yeah, dude, this looks kind of goofy, but also kind of cool. So, yeah, so the Spartan is standing with no gun in his hands, but he looks like he's like holding like how you like air guitar? It looks like my Spartan is like air assault rifling. It's just kind of bizarre looking, if I'm being honest. Let me see if
Are you capable of making your Spartan look like it is actually, playing an air guitar with that assault rifle position?
I don't know. It's so funny. If you're watching the live stream right now, you can kind of see it. But yeah, my Spartan has no guns in his hand, and he's like just standing in the warthog. So this looks kind of goofy. I don't know what's going on exactly, but it's a pretty just fell off the map. Okay. Yeah. So interesting thing there. So I don't know. I'm very happy with the custom game browser. I'm excited for it. To kind of get in and play those fun custom games, because like sometimes you don't have all your buddies around, so you might want to play Duck Hunt. Boom, you just find some other group of people who are playing Duck Hunt. Now you're playing it, everybody's happy. So I'm thrilled about that. I really am.
Yeah, good opportunity to be able to find other people with like-minded likes in regards to custom games.
Good. Yeah, I mean, this is so good for the community, isn't it? It's like you can get custom game, turn on that microphone. Maybe some other people in the custom game are going to have a microphone on. Start talking to people, meeting people. sharing things with people. This is so awesome. All right. Next big thing with this update is the map EMPYREAN. How do you pronounce that? EMPYREAN.
Empyrean?
Empyrean?
Yeah,
Enter
Empyrean.
Empyrean. The Pit has come to Halo Infinite. Why not just call it the Pit? This beloved map from Halo 3 has been officially rebuilt and forged by the 343 Industries team and is now reborn as Empyrean. Empyrean is a reimagining of the Pit, complete with some refreshed aesthetics over a familiar layout, and no expense spared on attention to detail. For those of you familiar with the Pit, or even its Halo 4 incarnation Pitfall...
What? They spared no expense?
You already... Yeah, tell me about it, dude. It took them forever to put this together. You already know the dance.
No.
The immediate rush to grab the rocket launcher, the sniper duels atop the two opposing towers, the potential close quarters perils of the control room. But this time, some new notes to be added to the symphony as it comes with the additional layer of Halo Infinite's gameplay and sandbox features. Somebody had an absolute joy writing that paragraph. Some new notes.
It does sound like a really wordy paragraph.
How do Infinite's toys, like its limited use equipment, alter some of those dynamics and affect how you traverse the combat dance floor? Maybe the enemy team managed to grab the rockets first, but you went and acquired the repulsor to protect yourself, and hopefully your teammates as well. Can't wait to see what new memories are forged in this proving ground. Empyrean is available now in matchmaking and custom games. All right, so Pit map.
Ooh.
Now in Halo Infinite. In fact, the featured playlist right now is called Enter Empyrean, and you can just play all that map. Bunch of different game modes on that map. How do you feel about the Pit finally being released and out?
It's nice to have it in the map. We just had we had a couple maps recently too, so I'm glad we're getting a little bit more maps.
Yep.
I would like to give it a shot, pun intended. But yeah, well, we'll have to check it out. I don't. It's a full like to scale reimagine. It's a full to scale like remake, or
yes,
is it like reimagined?
I mean, aesthetically it looks reimagined, but no, in terms of like the dimensions and everything like that, it looks. I
can't imagine because we had
like
sprints, right? So I feel like if anything, it would probably be a little bit more to the scale of Halo 4 because Halo 4 had sprint. So.
Well, I don't think so. Just because the difference between sprint and your base movement in Halo Infinite is so minimal, that I think they could actually maybe just get away with leaving it the exact same. Maybe not. Maybe slightly bigger. It's actually a really good question. Like, how are they going to redo classic maps? You don't have to scale them the same way that you had to for like Halo 5, right? Halo 5, I think, was the most drastic difference in speed between sprinting and just kind of walking around. So when it comes to Halo Infinite, it doesn't have to be as drastic. I'm going to boot it up right now and see how it kind of feels. We're going to get some live feedback here of the Pit. But yeah, so, it's, what am I trying to say? It looks like Halo 3. Like when I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking at the ramp that goes up to that top tower, and I'm looking at like the little box that's kind of protecting you. Actually, it doesn't look like there's as much protection there from that little corner thing. But that looks like a purposeful decision, not because they didn't, have the right piece or whatever. But I'll move around on it in just a second. But it looks... They call it a reimagining, but I think they're just saying reimagining because they changed a little bit of the layout and, the way that everything looks. Like I'm looking at it right now, and it looks to scale the way that it did in Halo 3. Like
really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look. Yeah. Okay. So this, I think when you're on it, this feels. I don't want to say small, but it definitely feels like if you moved around without sprinting at all, it would feel like it did in Halo 3. So I think sprinting
Intricate balance there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually kind of interesting. The way I'm moving around on it. And the weapons are spawning in different spots, which is kind of interesting. But it definitely yeah, okay, it's a little bit different, but it's not drastically different from how this was in Halo 3. There's a couple spots that are fairly different, and by that I mean like around the sniper tower, it looks like first off there's more room on top of these towers to like get shot by people, so you don't have as much cover as you did in sort of like the old game. And then in terms of lanes and stuff like that, like I feel like a little bit more exposed up on this tower. But that could be because you don't have that same protection there. Let me go to the camo room real quick. I mean, this seems pretty to scale, man. No camo anymore. Cinder shot in there. Okay. Same jumps and everything. I guess that's where the rocket launcher would be. Yeah, this is really sharp. I can't wait to play on this in matchmaking. They got turrets up here. Very cool. So the pit is a beloved map from Halo 3. I'm really hoping that people are going to kind of go nuts and remake all the classic maps, and then
they probably will.
Hopefully there's some
They'll probably get obscure ones like Japhyrophobia from Halo CE or something, you know.
I've never even heard of that before. That's really funny.
You've never heard of the map? Okay, so Japhyrophobia was the big map on it was a big team battle map in Halo CE where it was a big bridge in the middle of a canyon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Japhyrophobia is the fear of bridges or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I did not know that.
Hence the name.
The fear of bridges, Japhyrophobia. Yeah, I had no idea about that. That is a very interesting name as well.
Yeah, fear of bridges. It's an
So
inordinate fear of bridges.
What's that mean, an inordinate? Like, I guess like a normal fear of bridges is kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a great CTF map. So it was nice for BTB. Because like you do spawn on. I gotta slow down here. Hold on. You do spawn on the bridge, but then they were like outside walls that that had walkways on them, right? And so like you had a perspective from the wall if you wanted to go through the teleporter and see from the wall what it looks like on the bridge.
Okay.
And then you could like snipe there if you wanted to. And then if you want to go back to the teleporter and make your way through the bridge and capture the flag, if you will, you could do that too.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Lots of warthogs there as well to get you around. It's a nice large bridge.
It's a map that you really like. Is it like and again, like I don't know the map off the top of my head. The only other bridge that I can really think about like in Halo is sort of like Narrows. Is Narrows kind of like based on that at all or anything like that?
I wouldn't think so, but I mean it could be loosely based off of it.
Okay, I was just curious.
Because Narrows is a significantly smaller bridge than Japhyrophobia was.
Japhyrophobia.
Because like it was a massive chasm, and you really felt that space.
Okay.
That map.
So I don't know if you can pull it up or not, but if you pull up the live stream that we have, you can see me sort of walking around on the map, and you can kind of get an idea for the scale. When you see it, tell me what you kind of think.
Oh, so they closed off they opened up where the fence would be for the pit?
Yep. Yeah.
It makes it look like it has even more space, even though it technically doesn't.
Yeah,
That was the neat thing about the pit. You were in a pit.
This is more like a city skyscraper. This actually has more of a feel of that one Halo 4 map than anything else. Skyline, I think it was called.
Oh, Skyline. Oh, that'd be nice to see a remake of Skyline.
I like Skyline. Skyline was a good one. Yeah, this map is very...
It was a great free-for-all map. Lots of layers.
City-ish. The purple and pink city. I guess it's like sunset. Cool sky and everything like that. I mean, for this being built in Forge, I mean, I think it's fairly impressive.
Oh, they even have the whole like the arches as well. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So when you get a chance, boot up Halo Infinite, play some Pit. Again, there's like a couple sections. I'm in one of them right now where they kind of like open up this hallway a bit. There's a couple sections that are kind of new, but if you like the Pit before in Halo 3 or Pitfall from Halo 4, I think that you're gonna
they don't
like
have
this
those
map.
fusion coils there. That's unfortunate.
They do, so I threw some.
I loved the Halo 3. You could just one shot those fusion coils a bit, and you know, like kill somebody. But like now it does not. No
So there's two that they put over here, and there's two on the other side as well.
But they didn't do it through that little like just past the tunnel area or whatever.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, yeah. So the fusion coils are kind of close to like where Invis used to.
Ran out of money for assets.
Yeah, probably. So that's Pitfall. What's the next? If there was another classic map that got this treatment, what map would you want to see back? Like the next one?
Are we talking very specifically from Halo 3, or are we talking any Halo game?
Let's go any Halo game, but keep it like 4v4 maps. Like, what's the next arena map you would want back?
Well, I mean, the obvious one would definitely be Guardian.
Okay.
Another obvious pick would be Blood
pick.
Gulch. So, you know, I don't want to go for too much of an obvious. So, how about High Ground?
Great pick. I think that's a really good pick. I'm gonna go a little bit off the cuff too, and I'm gonna say Beaver Creek. I know it's been made like 4 times for a bunch of different games, but it's a solid map. I really dig it. I really like it.
You're stuck in a canyon in that one as well, so I figure they'll probably want to try to find a way to open that space up by, like, you know, getting rid of those walls.
Yeah, put me on another skyscraper. I don't care.
Yeah, there you go. Beaver Creek. More like Beaver Scraper. Oh, that sounds weird.
Beaver Tower.
Beaver Tower. Yeah! For the Canadians!
Alright, so that's kind of that.
Beaver Dam.
Beaver Dam. Let's enter Hyperion. Alright, so next thing is complementary cosmetics. Over the last year, this is them on Halo Infinite. Over the last year, we received a lot of feedback around Halo Infinite's armor customization, and we are keenly aware that players, both new and returning, may have missed out on some unique content from over the course of Season 1 and 2. We want to ensure that all players have the suite of customization options open to them from the get-go. As a result of that feedback, we are hoping that this update opens a number of those doors. All present armor cores are now available to all players. This means that all players now possess the Mark 7, Mark 5B, the Rakshasa, the Yoroi, and Eagle Strike armor cores for free. All 10 cadet coatings have been added to existing armor cores. Oh, I'm gonna turn my Xbox back on and check
I don't know
that
what
out.
any of that means.
Okay, so there's the different armor cores, right? We're good there. The Mark 7, the Mark 5, the Rakshasa, the Yoroi, and the Eagle Strike. You're good there, right? You know what those are?
I'm gonna nod and say yes.
Okay, it's okay if you don't.
Yes, I don't recall what they look like, so that's why I'm having a hard time remembering it.
So
But
Mark 7
are these armor cores within the, you know, because we have the armor hall, and then you have your very specific. Okay, you can only use this armor. Wait, am I mixing it up with coding?
No, you got it. You're good right now. Yes, you
Okay.
go into the armor hall, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different armor cores. There's the one that's dedicated.
So I was
to,
mixing it up with coding. Okay, go on. When I was initially thinking about what you were saying, I thought we unlocked all armor coatings.
So we did
all
unlock
the different color stuff.
Yeah, so there are some coatings that did automatically get unlocked.
Okay.
Right, so that's where the confusion is. So all armor cores are now available to everybody. Okay, the ninja kind of one, the Mark 5, which is like most of like the Halo Reach armor that we've seen, the Mark 7, which is kind of like your new Spartans that are going on, Eagle Strike, which is kind of like the weird sort of like World War II looking kind of helmets and stuff, and then the Rakshasa, which I don't exactly know what the deal was with this one, but yeah, I'm not exactly.
Wasn't that the? No, that was the Tenrai. Never mind. Which one was the Rakshasa?
I'm not sure. I'm really not, but it was released during season 2, so this has my favorite helmet in it, which is the Locust helmet. So I've been rocking it. I've been using it. But
is it the Samurai one? No, that's the Tenrai.
Yeah, Samurai is the Tenrai one.
Tenrai? It was a variant of that one then.
Let's see here. So it's not very clear. It just kind of says what it is. Eagle Strike is all the World War II looking kind of things. Got that. Okay, cool. Mark 7, we know what that is. Mark 5, we know what that is. The Yoroi, very distinct samurai looking kind of stuff. Perfect. Nice. But the Rakshasa thing, I'm not exactly sure. Rakshasa. And why do they keep making things that are so difficult to pronounce?
They have to be eloquent.
This one has like a lot of the armor kind of stuff is like sort of big. This might be like a lone wolf kind of thing, maybe this was like part of the lone wolf thing.
Maybe, yeah, that probably was.
Wolf fang kind of armor piece where you have this like little, this giant kind of dagger. Armor. Yeah. Ruckamuck. Hippo tooth. What in the... Okay. Lots of tubey kind of armor pieces as well. So yeah, raka rusha. Now, okay, so here's the other thing that got unlocked. Okay, the other thing that got unlocked here is
being able to customize the colors of all your armor color thingies.
Not quite. We're getting there.
Armor shaders.
All 10 cadet coatings have been added to existing armor cores. Similar to the above, each armor core now has a starting suite of 10 cadet coatings. This includes the non-default cores, and they will also be included with all future cores. Okay, so now you can go, ready for this? This is, I don't know. Now you can go to your Eagle Strike armor. And when you go to the skins, you have blue, red, orange, cyan, green. I think this is one that I unlocked. Gold, other green, purple.
So those
yellow.
Were not available for the other.
Correct.
Other armor.
Correct. Ooh, I like this one. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
they
exciting.
were not.
That's exciting for more customization options.
Yeah, so now you have more Why am I struggling? Yeah. You have more
It's okay, dude. It's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so
you have more custom colors that you can do here. Basic colors, nothing crazy, but they're in there now, and they're going to be available with all future things. So at least when you start out with a new armor core, you don't have like one color that's available for it. You know, you at least can kind of like change the color to whatever you want to do.
That is definitely a great step in the right direction. I'm still waiting for them to say, hey, you're going to be able to just change whatever color you would like in a specific armor coating.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
And I'm waiting for that day. Until that day comes, I probably still won't be changing my Spartan.
Wow, you're still holding off on that, huh?
There's that, and also being able to cross-customize like any of the specific armor customizations there.
Well, that's
like,
coming.
If I want to take like the helmet from like the Tenrai event and bring it into like, I don't know, Mark 7 armor.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, we'll eventually be able to.
Then I might seriously consider, changing my Spartan armor. But in the meantime, I'm gonna stick with the default.
I like that. I like that you're sticking out. You're like Gandhi. You're like, peace or I'm not eating.
Everyone, literally everyone is just like, oh, there's Mystery and his default armor. Like, I'm sorry. I can't.
No, it's good. Look, I think it's good to have a hill that you're gonna stand on and die on and go like, no, until you fix this shit, I'm not playing your game. And by playing your game,
I'm not saying I'm not playing the game. I'm still playing the game.
I meant the customize.
Just, I'm not the customizing.
Not
it doesn't really affect them though, right? So it's not like I'm like my hill is very small here. It's more like an anthill, if anything.
Yeah, but still,
pun intended, because you're playing grounded.
Yeah, but if you're doing it, there's other people who are doing it. There's people who are like, this is not good. I'm not spending my money here if you guys are gonna have a system like this. So I appreciate that and I like that. Couple quality of life improvements. The one that's really probably like the most important that I'm gonna even talk about right now, because some of this is for mouse and keyboard if you're on PC. There's some player reporting stuff, some sandbox updates. Something about melee clang logic for the energy sword has also been updated. If both players have no shields and melee each other, both players will now trade melees and die in order to prevent the energy sword from tearing through teams without trading.
Okay, you're gonna have to slow that down and explain it to me like I'm a kid.
Melee clang logic for the energy sword has also been updated. If both players have no shields and melee each other at the same time, both players will now trade melees and die.
So they both will die.
They both will die.
Was that not the thing before?
No, you could have no shields and melee, and you went like another 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're changing that.
Yes.
I liked having sometimes, like, the sword clashes
Epic
that
duels.
go on for a while. I like that.
It's like a Jedi out there. But they did this in order to prevent the energy sword from tearing through teams without trading. What?
Okay, maybe that's the part I'm not understanding.
That's the part I'm not understanding either. That's okay.
But the fact that you're saying what means that you also don't understand it, so therefore, no.
As my 2-year-old would say, huh?
Huh?
He's so funny because he'll say it like when he can understand you. I'll be like, Theo, pick that up. He goes, huh? I'll be like, Theo, pick that up. Huh? I'm like, you can hear me. Huh? I'm like, I picked.
You are comprehending what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying, huh? Okay, networking and desync. This is really the thing that where I'm happy about. Networking and desync. Improvements have been made to networking, which should reduce instances of quote-unquote desync. Vehicle desyncing, melee attacks not registering, and blank shots due to fake reloads should all see improvements with this update. Blank shots due to fake reloads. What are they talking about? What's a fake reload?
I have absolutely no idea. I wish I was more educated on this fake reload.
I've never heard of that before. I know what blank shots are, but then it goes due to fake reloads. It's like, okay, well now I don't know what you're talking about now. I did know. I knew in the beginning of the sentence what was happening, but then you lost me at the end. Whatever they are, they should all see updates with this update. Improvements with this update, I mean. So, it's good. And that's essentially it. We have an event that's going to happen in December, the Winter Contingency 2 event, and then we have Joint Fire.
Is that not going on right now?
Oh, I don't think so.
I thought that was like another set of the Halo Reach armors, no?
No, last year the Winter Contingency had like peppermint looking armor.
Oh,
blue,
okay.
Or not blue, like green, white, and red and stuff like that kind of armor. So I think this is going to be like another kind of Christmas event. I don't know why they're calling
here,
it.
Rabble's coming in clutch. Fake reload. Your game reloaded the gun, but the server did not, resulting in you seeing the next shot, but the next shot not being real on the server.
Wow, that is pretty strange. Well, I'm glad that they're fixing that. But yeah, Winter Contingency 2 event in December, Joint Fire event in January, and then we have Season 3 coming to us. When is that coming? Season 3 is coming. I don't have it in front of me here. Okay. Season 3 is coming.
It's on its way.
I'm pretty sure it's March, but we'll find out Let me see if I can just pull it up here really fast. Of course I can't. Of course I just like, I'm just looking for it and I just don't see it. So be it. Games.
You've probably passed it like 4 or 5 times already.
I know. I like I'm like panicking trying to find it real fast, so we're not just like looking at me going like, where is this thing? Lone Wolves event matchmaking.
But it's the reason why it's taking you longer now. How meta?
Of course. Yeah, I made this way more difficult than it needed to be. That's okay. What's that event? Halo Season 3 release. You
said winter. Oh, never mind. I thought you said winter contingency too, but you're talking about the Season 3.
Yeah. March 7th, 2023.
The roadmap.
Yeah. I just
now,
forgot
in theory, that could all change too, right? Because I mean, we got the custom game browser much earlier, so we could get Season 3 earlier. Could, or is that very specific?
It's a good question. It says this is reporting from Dexerto. While 343's initial plan was for Season 3 to begin in November, the game's major delays pushed back all content months behind the schedule. At the time of this writing, the official start date for Season 3 is March 7th and will run until June 27th. April, May, June. So 3 months. Echoes Within. That's the name of it.
Oh, okay. And that's the one where they're introducing a new like armor ability or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's like a bunch of stuff that they're bringing for that one, and I think armor ability was one, or equipment. I think equipment.
Sorry, yes, it was like a shroud or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, the like Halo's version of what a smoke grenade is essentially. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the update. The things that you're going to notice, you the player, is going to be the pit interface in matchmaking. And then also the custom game browser, if you kind of like search that out, some customization options, and then hopefully just a better experience overall playing the game itself. So props to 343 for getting this done, especially the custom game browser. I think that all, I think I'm incredibly grateful for them prioritizing that and getting that done. I think I'm really happy about that. So, Mystery, before we head out of here,
struggling.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, if you're struggling with maybe finding custom games, would you maybe consider like seeing if you can like find a custom game that you want to try, save it, and then play a custom game with an open lobby, and then get people to join, and then eventually like give that a shot? Like I think that could be a better alternative than you constantly, because I remember you said earlier before the podcast, like you were struggling to connect to lobbies, right? So like, if you are the one that starts the lobby and people join you, then you know you can still get that game type that you really want to play.
That's true.
And you just it could in theory it could take a little while for people to join, but it would be like-minded people that would want to join, right? Also opening up more lobbies, making it more accessible for everyone else.
Yeah, that's also true.
Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things there where like maybe the best thing isn't to necessarily go and join one. Maybe it's to
create one
that
you want to play.
Yeah.
Right? So
let's see if
maybe that might be something worth looking into, Trax, for yourself who wants to try a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a bunch of these I really want to do. You know what I really want to play? I want to play that Repulse Soccer.
I've totally forgot about that joke. Repulse Soccer.
I really want to play that. So, yep, that's kind of the winter update. So, pretty much it. Mystery, is there anything else you want to get into or go back to before we head out of here?
Honestly, like that whole situation in regards to like us getting the custom games browser was quite a surprise to hear, especially you know, like hopping online before the podcast episode. So, I mean, that's quite interesting. But beyond that, there isn't anything to kind of bring up as of yet.
Okay, very cool. What do you got going on over the next week?
We are getting close to the end of our Curse of Strahd run, if I remember correctly. Right now you'll be able to catch me tomorrow, I guess, on twitch.tv/RealMistry.
Very nice.
Where we'll be continuing our Crystal Star run, and then Friday should be able to catch me on the stream as well. It depends on what time I get home. We'll have to see. But then yeah, you'll just be able to find me on twitch.tv/REALMISTRA.
Very cool. Next week I probably won't be gaming very much, as I am still doing some crazy stuff at work. But I will. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll have something to announce next week about me playing video games again. But in the meantime, just kind of chilling. So you can find me over on Twitter, Daddy_Trax. That's where you can find me. Cool. All right, that was it for us. Join the Discord. We'll have all the links to all of our social media and stuff like that in our in the episode show notes and everything like that. Join our Discord. Come hang out with us. Let us know how you're feeling about the state of Halo, and we will see you guys here next week for another episode. Thanks for everybody who came to the live stream. JJ Fit, Heavens Repel, Rabble, Shadow. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us tonight, and everybody else who's just kind of watching instead of chatting. Thank you for coming hang out with us live. If you download this episode and you listen to it every week, be sure to leave a review on whatever platform you're using to listen to it. We greatly appreciate that, and we will see you all next week. Okay, bye.
Bye. So you said it was pretty easy to navigate or difficult to navigate?
It's easy once you get in there.
Oh, I see. Okay. I guess we'll have to check it out at some point.